DreamDiecastCars, 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 DreamDiecastCars.
Yeah, you know what it is.
DreamDiecastCars, 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 DreamDiecastCars.
Yeah.
What is happening, everybody? It's CJ here from DreamDiecastCars, and today I'm doing another episode of What's the Deal. So if you do not want to hear all the stuff about me talking about comments and shoutouts and stuff, then you can skip to this part of the video. Now, if you're not going to skip to there, let's move along to some of my favorite comments. To start us right off, I will do a shout out to Mr. Kapoza. That's his channel. He's one of my friends and he does animations. I usually wouldn't do a shout out for someone whose videos I really didn't believe in, but he makes some pretty awesome videos. However, if you do subscribe to him, he might not be putting out videos for a while because he has to get a new graphics table or something. I don't understand it at all, but he makes some pretty sweet videos, so you should go over there and check him out. Now let's do comments. The first one is from the Car Hotel, who says, "Unboxing videos for the win." Alright, so if you guys like them, well, I love them too, because when I am doing unboxing videos, it's actually my first time unboxing it. I was planning on going back and maybe putting a car back in the box and doing it like that, but I'm not sure I'm going to, and even if I do, I haven't done it yet. So every unboxing video you see are cars that are actually opening up for the first time, so that is a lot of fun for me. Now, I got one from Roman Lira, I guess his name. It says, "Yo CJ, not to be dick, but a lot of people comment and you don't really reply, and you say that you will reply." Basically, Mr. Roman, what I do is I comment on people's channels. So, basically, yeah, if you don't get a comment back in the replying thing, I did it on your channel because I just don't like to see the uploader comments stack up. That's kind of annoying for me. Okay, now on to DJ Trance 2011. It's 2013 now, so that's 2 years old. Says, "Please do a review of the Porsche GT2 RS." I will. That's something that I really want to do because that is a really nice car. And it's by Many Champs, who, in our history of making videos, has been a pretty controversial maker. If you want to see my unboxing of the GT2 RS, you can click right here. Okay, now, Chase255 says, "Can I do a review of the Maybach 57/62S model car?" Smiley face. Thanks. Well, I actually do have one of those, so doing that review would be reasonable, and I hope to put one out in the near future. Now, on to a comment that really made my day. It is from Zahi Lakhani. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. His original comment said, "Hey CJ, I'm pretty sold on the Ghost. Good deal, just thinking of adding another delicate trinket to my collection." So he said that, and I replied saying, "Oh yeah, it's a great deal, you should get it." And then his next comment, actually he talks about that he got it, and he's really happy for me recommending it. That really had made my day, because it's just really cool that he took my advice and spent so much money on a car, that's an expensive one, that's like $250, $300, and he did that off my suggestion, so that's really cool in my opinion. Then we have from, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but there, saying, "Hey CJ, I remember you were saying that you were getting a green screen. What happened? That would be really cool." Well, first of all, great memory. That was a long time ago I had said that. I forgot that I had even said that. I did get a green screen, and I've used it for videos that I've made for fun. But the problem is, I try it with cars. And hold on, I'll grab what I'm doing now. This one's Maisto. work in the video I'm actually making today. But this one's dusty. You've got the reflection from the car, sort of green, sort of, reflects onto it, and it distorts everything. So it just makes it like really crackly. I tried it in a video that I'm thinking of putting out soon, and it's kind of crackly, but it's not terrible. It's just pretty bad though. But I worked really hard to try to edit it out, but I just could not. So there's that. And now on to our last comment. I did a lot of comments today. Bugatti 268 says, do you want a 918 Spyder or an F12 Baronetto? I guess if I had the choice between those two, I would probably actually go with the 918, assuming it's made by Minchams and the other one was Hot Wheels Elite. Because even though I really like the F12 and I'm a huge fan of Hot Wheels Elite, the 918, that's just an awesome looking car to begin with. It's so futuristic, and the wheels look absolutely stunning. But, it says that, absolutely stunning. But, I know it's made by Minchams, which once again is kind of a controversial thing, but I've seen the model in person and it's good quality. So I would have to go with the 918 if I had the choice. Now, let's move along to looking at Maisto. Well, Maisto. If you want to hear an accurate opinion on them, I would definitely be the right guy to come to. I mean, I've got tons of the things, like, well, these. And right off the bat, I can tell you that their consistency is an A+++. It's just perfect. But they're consistently average. But it's like up to you to decide whether that's a bad thing. This is easily demonstrated when you look at the interior. They're all good, but they're not great. If someone came up to me and said, show me the best die-cast car in your collection, it would not be a Maisto, even though I've got so many of the things. However, if someone said, show me the worst die-cast car in your collection, it definitely would not be Maisto. The price of the average Maisto? About $30. And let me tell you who this is good for. Obviously, it's good for the person who's starting their collection. I'm years along my collection, so I know that I'm serious about it. I can go off and buy extremely expensive die-cast cars because I know that in 2 months I'm not going to be bored of it. So, for the starter die-cast car collector, they can buy a few Maistos, have a good collection, wait a few months, see if they like it. If they don't like it, then they didn't waste a ton of money on, die-cast cars. However, if they bought AutoArt, then they would have, wasted a bunch of money that they didn't really enjoy. Maisto is also good for the collector who just wants to get a bunch of die-cast cars, or kind of buy a die-cast car on a whim. I buy Maistos every now and then. Now, of course, I don't buy them very often anymore, but I do occasionally still buy them. Now, I'm not buying die-cast cars left and right anymore, with that said, because the model cars that I'm looking to buy cost so much more. I guess what I'm trying to say about Maisto is that it makes serious die-cast car collectors face a question. Do I want to buy a Mustang, a Gallardo, a Corvette, an E-Class, and an M5? Or do I want to buy this Aston Martin V12 Vantage made by AutoArt for the same price? With all that said, it's easy to see that Maistos are not a pointless car make. Besides the beliefs of some, like high-level die-cast car collectors. And this is proven when you take a look at what I rate them. For the price, these die-cast cars are an A. So once again, this is the rating including price. They're an A because simply they're so cheap. I guess there's no other way of saying it. They don't cost very much. And for that, you can get a wide range of die-cast cars in your collection, which are average detail. Which brings me on to my next rating, which is the rating without money involved as a factor. which puts it down low to C, which really isn't bad because that's average, maybe a C plus. So I mean that's pretty good because they cost so little, especially on the internet. I suggest buying them off of Amazon or eBay or something because you can just find them for so cheaply on there, and it's really just a great deal. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Bundle Car Monday, and I also hope that you serious diecast car collectors stop turning your nose up at Maisto, because they are a pretty good brand. Alright, so that'll wrap up this show. I hope to see you next Monday. Stay subscribed, or if you haven't yet, subscribe. Alright, see you next time. Bye, everyone.